Yeah, I ain't sleeping lately. I ain't sleeping lately. Yes, I know that I'm the only person.
What's going on, guys? Tanner back here bringing you another video, and what I got for you guys today is going to be a topic that you guys are probably really confused about by reading the title, but it's going to be about why you should not join the Air Force. Now, I'm not saying don't join. I'm going to give you reasons that you should not join. Now, we're going to talk about these in depth, but before we get into those, I just want to say thank you for all the recent support on the videos. You guys are really killing it. I appreciate everyone who's been supporting the channel. We're flying up on subscribers. You guys are killing it with views. Absolutely. We've gained over 10,000 to 12,000 views just this month alone, and we're like 5 days in. So you guys are doing some damage in the last, last month of watch time. You guys are killing it, and I really appreciate everyone who is supporting the channel. But if you haven't already, please smash the like button. Let's try to get to 35 likes on this video. Leave a comment about future videos that you want to see. I have that VA loan video coming for you guys either tomorrow or the following day that you're watching this one. So stay tuned for that one, and hit the subscribe button if you are new and haven't already, and turn on the post notification bell to know when we post a video. But without further ado, let's get right into this. So, reasons you should not enlist into the United States Air Force. I'm gonna go over a couple of these, and they're gonna seem a little different, and I joined for my reasons, and I'll give you the reasons I joined. So let's start with the reasons that I joined. I enlisted in August of 2017. I quick shipped. I depped in with 4 days notice. I took a ship date to leave. They called me up when I was depping in. They said, "Hey, bell fence," and I was like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Hey, so I have a job. It leaves in 4 days. Do you want it? I know you want to get out of here quick." And I said, "Well, what's the job?" And he told me the job title, which is the one I have now, which is a 3D1X3. That is radio frequency transmission systems. And I said, "Well, what is it?" And he said, "I don't know." And so I was like, "Okay, can I Google it?" And he said, "Yeah, grab your phone." Because at MEPS, you have to leave your phone in a little container that the I don't even know what you would call them. They don't really have a name, just I guess the recruiters there. But he said, "Yeah, go ahead and Google it." I Googled it, couldn't find any information about it because it differs from base to base. And I said, "Screw it, I've been waiting long enough," so I took it. But the reason I enlisted was a couple of things. One, I really wasn't going anywhere in life. When I started my process of enlisting, I was almost 300 pounds. I had to lose 100 pounds to enlist. I was insanely overweight. I had a dead-end job that, I hated. I had no schooling, I had no money, I had nothing really going for me. This was like my last-ditch effort to save, my future, and I've done a great job of it. As you guys can tell through the videos, I own a home at 22. I have a car, a very nice brand new car. I have 2 dogs. I'm in a relationship. I'm living my best life. And that the Air Force allowed me to do this. And the Air Force is going to give you a lot of opportunities. But there's a lot of things that a lot of people don't understand or realize how much they impact you when you enlist. And we're going to talk about those today. Now, the first couple of those are things along the lines of being away from home, not being able to take orders from people even when they don't make any sense, doing what you're told without saying anything back. And now these sound like basic things, but you don't really realize how much you miss home until you're gone for 6-7 months at a time. Yeah, texting's cool, FaceTime's cool, phone calls are cool. They get the job done, I guess, but you don't realize how much you miss them until you've been gone that long. Now, when I was at tech school, I was in Mississippi. I was there from October of 2017 to May of 2018. It's a long time, it was like 7 months. I came home for Christmas for about 10 days, so I got to see my family for 10 days in December, and then I went back for 5 months before I came back. But getting on that flight back, I didn't want to go. I did not want to go back to Keesler. I loved tech school. I loved it. It was so much fun. It was literally glorified high school. You went to class for a couple hours, but during your class, you can get snacks, you have your laptop, you have people that you know you're with every day, and then you go home and you don't have a curfew. You just have to be in your dorm. You don't have to go to bed as long as you're up for PT. And your classes the next day, they don't care if you play video games all night. You can get whatever food you want. You can have food delivered to the dorms. You can go off base if you want. You can do literally anything that's not illegal. And that's why I love tech school. But getting back on that flight, I cried, guys. I will admit I'm a very emotional person. I always have been. And I I have my reasons as to why I am. I had a very different upbringing, like childhood-wise, a little more rough than most with different things going on. But I've always been the emotional person in my family, and I've gotten a lot stronger with it over the years. But you don't realize how much you're really gonna miss your family until you're hopping back on that flight and leaving them for months and months and months, because you don't get to see them every day. When you're used to seeing your family members every single day, multiple times a day, hanging out with them, and then you're gone and you're back into another environment that's very stressful, like basic, like tech school, like being overseas on a deployment where there's tons of stuff going on, it gets to you guys. I know 3 people who I went to tech school with alone who have committed suicide since enlisting into the Air Force. They weren't downrange. They were just at their duty stations. They missed home. They didn't want to be in the military anymore because they didn't think it was what it was going to be, and they took their lives. And it's fucking devastating. One of the guys I went to tech school with, I talk to his mom from time to time. I ask him how they're holding up. She didn't know who I was until I reached out to her and I told her, I went to tech school with your son, and it was hard on a lot of people, and it's a different feeling when you know someone who is gone and they're doing the same things you are, and they take their life because everything was just too much, and you wondered, should I have reached out to him, or things like that. So those are the things that's one of the things you have to think about. You're going to be away from your family. Are you able to be mentally strong enough to be away from your family? It sounds as easy as it is. It's not, guys. I got lucky enough to be stationed at my home base. I'm literally 40 minutes from my house, my mom's house. I can go over there whenever I want. I see my mom multiple times a month. It's a cool thing, I have my distance to where, she can't just stop by every day, but, she comes up maybe twice a month. I go see her 3 times a month. My grandparents live 2 hours away. Some of my siblings live close. It's nice. I got blessed, but that's not going to be the same thing for most of you. Some of you are going to get stationed across the country, in different countries, in very shitty scenarios, at very shitty bases, doing very shitty jobs, and you're going to have to be able to pull through that. Now, the next thing on that list is being able to accept orders from a higher ranking, person in your shop. Sometimes things don't make sense from, even though it's a tech sergeant, a master sergeant, a senior master sergeant, a chief master sergeant, even officers, when they say things, you're like, well, why? Like, why are we doing that? And they don't have an answer that makes any sense. And you just like, all right, I'll do it. And then they'll be like, well, it doesn't matter. I told you to do it. Just do it. And you're like, if you don't have a reason for me to do it, I don't want to do it. But you have to be able to accept those orders from people. You can get in a lot of trouble if you don't. I know people personally who have not listened, and they've gotten in a shit ton of trouble for it. And it sucks, because you see them, that completely changes their demeanor. It changes how they feel about the shop. It changes everything. It puts a lot of, tension in the room. Like it's tough. So if you're not able to, be able to take orders from other people, the military might not be the easiest place for you. And some people are going to be like, well, it's the Air Force, it's easy. It doesn't matter if it's the Air Force. There's still officers, there's still senior NCOs, there's still NCOs who tell you to do stuff. You still have a job, you're still in the military, you're still fighting the same battle that the rest of the branches are. The fight between Marines to Air Force, I have plenty of arguments, and I can win pretty much every single one of them with you guys. I have family members who are Marines, and they were a Marine. My brother was a Marine. He came out with no schooling, no money, no personal ability to do anything, because they don't train you to be in the outside world. I enlisted in the Air Force because now I am set up for the outside world. They care about me. They want me to go to school. They literally try to push you to go to school. They want you to get your degree. They want you volunteering. They want you to take extra classes. They want you to get extra certifications. They want you to get your top secret clearances. They want you to do all these things because they're pushing you for that extra better life. So if you guys want to go down, if you want me to make a comparison video, I will go pound for pound with pretty much anyone. And I know Marines who will agree with me wholeheartedly. But coming from, the officers' orders and stuff like that, if you're not able to take orders from other people, I wouldn't try it, because you're going to get really fed up really easily. And there's days where I get like that, where I'm just like, dude, this doesn't make any sense. I don't want to do it. And I get, it pisses me off for, an hour or two, but I get the job done. I'm able to deal with it. I know people who aren't. I know people who left basic after like 2 weeks because they couldn't take orders. So that's number 2. Number 3 is just going to be your ability to be able to function daily and have that structured lifestyle. A lot of people aren't able to have that structure where you have to be, I start work at 6 a.m. I get up at 5:15 on days I work. I get ready, I shower the night before, get ready, and I'm out the door by 5:25. I have about a 20-minute drive to work. I get to work, I hang out in the parking lot for a few minutes, check my phone, my DMs from you guys on Instagram, which I always respond to. Usually have 3-4 a day. And then I get, I walk inside, I get to my computer, I log in, check my emails. If I have any training due, I hop on my training, and if there's anything to do around the shop, if things need to be cleaned, if things need to be worked on, if flights need to be prepped, I get on it. It's the way it is. If you're not able to have that structured lifestyle, being able to work extra shifts. When I first got to my duty station, we were working, it was 4 on 3 off of 12s, but your 12s weren't 12s. They were, you're showing up a little bit early and you're staying late. So it was more like a 13 and a half. And then you still have to go do PT. You still have to study your CDCs. You still have to try to have a social life, and you need sleep. So if you're not going to be able to fight those kind of hours, it's, I know a lot of people do it with school, and I know how much you guys go through, and I appreciate, people putting in hard work. But if you're coming off from a lifestyle that's wake up at 2, play video games till 8, order a pizza at 9, and then go to bed and sleep till 2 again, it's probably not your best idea to enlist. Number 4 is going to be the idea of staying in shape year round. Right now, I'm not in shape. I am not in PT test shape. I will 100% admit it. I have 3.5 months until my next test, but I will be ready. About 4 months out from last year's test, I was not in test shape, but I lost 25 pounds leading up to the test, and I got my highest test score ever. I'm able to bounce back and go and do that. But now I live a more healthier lifestyle. I'm probably 20 pounds from where I want to be on my test, but I can still go run my 1.5 miles in about 12 minutes. I can knock it down to an 11:20. I can still do 40 push-ups, 40 sit-ups. So by the time I test, I'm good. But I know a lot of people. I specifically know 3 people from my shop who have, 2 of them got discharged for PT. One of them failed 3 tests and was on his 4th before he was going to get kicked out, and he survived. So if you guys don't want to stay in shape and you don't want to work out and you don't want to live a healthier lifestyle, PT is one of the fastest ways you're going to get kicked out. And it's not a fun way to get kicked out, because you're going to look like an asshole because you don't work out when your shop gives you time to work out. If you don't want to, I know plenty of people who don't. I'm here. If you guys are trying to get in shape and you guys need workout ideas, I'm going to be putting something aside for you guys. If you guys want to DM me, I can help you with some private stuff, some private coaching. I don't charge anything. If anything, it'll be something small. If you need more in-depth, like meals and foods and actual workouts, I can write that up for you guys for very cheap. I'm not licensed though. I don't have a degree. I just know what worked for me and what's worked for others. So if you guys need help, on fitness stuff, let me know and I will do my best. I'm not a professional, but I'm there for you guys. Number 5 is just going to be pretty much just a general thought of being able to commit your life to something for 4 years. You're stuck. You're stuck there for 4 years. They own you for 4, and they technically own you for the 4 after. And if you sign a 6, then they own you for 6 and the 2 after that you serve in the reserves. You're still able to get called back at any time. Most of the time you're not going to be, but there's the chance that you are. For 4 years, if they tell you to jump, you jump. If they tell you to move, you move. They tell you that you're switching bases, you switch bases. That's just the way it is. And I know a lot of people who hate that. They're like, oh man, I just wish I could get out of my contract. I'm that person. Sometimes I want to get out of my contract. I have, August of 21. So next year, I have enough leave that I can take my 60 days of terminal. I don't take leave very often, if any at all. I think I have like 36, 37 days. By the time my contract's up, I'll have probably 50 days around there. And then I take terminal, so without processing, I'll probably be out processing May of next year. So in a year from now, I'm pretty much done. I have 1 year left. I'm hanging through it. I start nights on my shifts next week, so videos are going to be a little harder, but I'm able to push through it. If you're not able to commit your life to something for 4 years, I don't blame you. It's not something that's very easy. A lot of people struggle with having that kind of commitment. It's a lot to commit to. Someone owns you for 4 years. They tell you where you're allowed to go, what you're allowed to do, when you're allowed to do things. You can't smoke if you smoke weed all the time. You can't do any drugs. You can't do a lot of the things that you used to do. I mean, people in my shop still party, but you can't go out and, pass out the night before work and wake up 10 minutes before and come in with a hangover. They're gonna know, and you're gonna look like a dickhead because they're not gonna let you work on anything because you're still drunk. So it's a different lifestyle, guys. It really is. And I want you guys to understand the things that you're signing up for. I don't want you going in there thinking it's going to be an easy ride. So for some people it is. I've had a really easy ride because I'm able to adapt to all these things because I've always lived a pretty structured lifestyle besides when I was fat. I still woke up early. I still got stuff done. My apartment was always clean, stuff like that. Like, I've always lived a clean lifestyle. But I just want you guys to be prepared for what's really coming when you decide that time that you want to enlist. It's a whole different ball game. And I want to have the best people possible to serve in the military. There is the great benefits. You get free schooling. They pay for your housing. They pay for your food. They pay for your medical, your dental, your vision, everything that you need to live basic necessity wise is covered. If you move off base, they pay for your housing. I have BAH, I have BAS. They pay for my housing, my utilities, the majority of my food. Like, I'm covered. It has its great benefits. You just have to put up with the bullshit that's there. And if you're able to, then I highly suggest you enlist. If you stayed this far, I highly suggest you enlist. But that's going to be all for today's video, guys. I hope this was informative. I hope you guys understand the different things. A lot of you probably already knew this, but I want you to really think about the things that I said and, jot down different ideas of, would I be able to do this? Would I be able to put up with that? How do I need to work towards this more? And just, let me know what you thought of this video, guys. I really just want you guys to be the most prepared that you can be and know the most that you can. But that's gonna all for today's video, guys. Like I said earlier, let's try to hit 35 likes on this video. If you guys could smash the thumbs up button, it'd be greatly appreciated. Subscribe if you are new. Turn on the post notification bell to know when we post the video. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out. I love you all. Stay safe and have a great day.